So, hello there and welcome back to the channel. This is Mels Gaming here with another Way of the Hunter video. Now, in this video, we're going to be doing a couple of different things, but the main focus of this video is going to be hunting giant 5-star mountain reindeer here on Way of the Hunter's newest map, Lintukoto. Now, I have to say, when we got the announcement for this map, I wasn't very excited, which you may know if you saw my initial video reacting to the trailer for this map. It seemed like there was going to be mostly repeat species with only a couple of new ones, and I wasn't terribly excited for this map. However, I have actually really enjoyed playing this map, and by far my favourite species here on Lintukoto, and in fact now one of my favourite species in the entire game, is these incredible mountain reindeer. Now, when they were listed as a new species for this map, we all kind of thought that they were probably just a reskin of the barren ground caribou. From the things that we saw, they looked like the barren ground caribou, just with a little bit of a slight remodel, which made them look better, but we also thought that that remodel might apply to the barren ground caribou as well, which it doesn't seem to have, so there was a lot of thoughts that this basically was just going to be a copy-paste of the barren ground caribou from Aurora Shores. But I can say, after hunting these guys a lot, they are most definitely not just a copy-paste of the barren ground caribou. These guys are just absolutely insane. When I saw my first 5-star mountain reindeer, I was in complete awe. And I mean, as you can see, we just took down this incredibly beautiful 5-star. He is absolutely gorgeous. Decent genes and a decent score, but I was just more focused on those giant antlers. I mean, the mountain reindeer antlers are so much bigger than the barren ground caribou. When I was driving around unlocking the map, I saw a 2-star adult mountain reindeer, and I thought that it was like a 5-star because it was so huge, and I quickly jumped out of my vehicle and spotted it as it was running away, and it said 2-star adult, and I was like, what? And I kept an eye on it all the way through all the cycles, and he turned into that 5-star that we just shot right there. And this herd has actually been a really good herd for producing some 5-stars for this species, and we actually have another 5-star from this very same herd actually coming into the call right now. But these guys are just incredible. Like I said, they're so much bigger than the barren ground caribou. The models look so much better, the necks look better. Now, as has been discussed quite a lot, you know, in Discord, etc., the neck positioning is still maybe not quite right. They should maybe have their heads down a little bit more and not be so upright. But my gosh, they are impressive. I mean, what an incredible looking species. They are just, you can't look at that and not be amazed. They are really seriously incredible, and I've just been fascinated by them ever since I laid eyes on my very first 5-star. Now, I do want to say later in this video there is actually going to be some story spoilers, not just for the story on this map, but also Nez Perce and one of the cabin mission story things on Transylvania, because I want to talk about some things sort of just in general with Way of the Hunter, and also my feelings about this map, because I very much have some feelings that this map might be sort of a tease for some things to come, so we'll talk about that a little bit later. This guy had some insane genetics though at 99.34%, but when we go over and take a look at his trophy score, you're going to see it's not that high, so this guy probably could have gone for another year. But I just wanted to shoot every 5-star I've seen for these guys. I wasn't really at the stage of, you know, sort of experimenting and letting them go and seeing if they would go for another cycle or not. And honestly, I was just pleased to get another 5-star on the ground. They're just so incredible looking. I cannot explain how cool these guys are. They are just so huge. And like I said, when I was driving around, because the very first thing I do when I get access to a new map for Way of the Hunter is drive around, unlock all the cabins, unlock all the campsites and all the question marks on the map, get a really good lay of the land, work out where all the different species are hanging out, so that when it comes to doing things like missions, I have easy, sort of fast access points to go to for the different locations on the map. I have a good idea of where to find certain species to complete certain missions, and it just gives me a really good idea of a feel of the map. And there was an early access for this map for Way of the Hunter. I chose not to participate in that early access because there were quite a few known issues. And, some of those are still known issues on release. A lot of them got fixed though, so big, credits to the team. And they said that most of them would be fixed for release. And I really wanted to give this map as best of a chance as I actually could, and reflect it as well as I possibly could in my videos. And I didn't want to make videos on the map and then say, oh, I don't like this, or I don't like that, or this needs improving, etc., and then it have changed for release. So I decided to wait until, after the full release to actually make content on it. But since then, I have put in some serious hours on Lintukoto. Like, I have found all of the different species, I've found all of their, zones everywhere. I've tried to unlock basically the entire map. Done all of the story missions. I've tried to do literally everything on this map, and I have had actually a really good time. The new species are quite cool. Now, like I said, there is only 5 new species technically, that being the Mountain Reindeer, the Eurasian Moose, the Wolverine, the Eurasian Lynx, and the Arctic Fox. But the map is just a really nice map. It feels nice to hunt, and I actually do like the map itself. The lodge I wish was bigger. It's an okay lodge, but I do wish it was, substantially bigger. It is very small, and I'm not the biggest fan of the actual style of the lodge. But, I'm hoping that one day we might see more lodge stuff for this game. That is my overall hope. But talking a little bit more about the reindeer, look at this guy. I actually found this guy in a herd I wasn't even watching at the time. It was just a 5-star that I stumbled across. There was a couple of other really big bulls in this herd, but this was a completely different rack to any of the other racks I had seen thus far on a 5-star. And I mean, just look at the shovels and everything on this guy, and all the different times. He is just insane. These big forks here at the back are what made me realise instantly that this was a completely different rack to any of the other ones I had seen. He's just a huge, big old bull. Absolutely incredible. And you're going to notice I used a few different rifles throughout this video. I was testing some things and playing around and just using some different guns just to see how they would perform, and had a really good time doing so. And that also leads me to talking about the new ammo system in Way of the Hunter, because of course with this update we also got the new ammo change feature. Now, a couple of people asked me to try things out with that and mess around with it. I had a really weird experience. I shot an Arctic Fox with the new ammo that you can get for the 338. I just needed to shoot a fox for a mission, and I shot at this fox with this 338 with these new rounds, double lunged it at about 100 meters, and it didn't kill the fox. A 338, it didn't kill the fox, and I was like, what? It was red, clear blood on the ground, and eventually I found the fox again and shot it, and looked at the shot, perfect double long shot at 100 meters, and that new ammo just failed to kill it. So I've just been sticking with the normal ammo, and you'll see that, on the harvest screens for all of these incredible looking reindeer balls. And for now, I'm just going to stick to using the standard free ammo for all of the weapons until those things get looked at. I know a lot of other people have been experiencing bugs with that. And yeah, I think the ammo system maybe just needs some tweaking and refining. But overall, like I said, I'm actually really enjoying this update a lot more than I thought I would. Which, I'm always happy when something like that happens. Because, like I said, when we first saw the reveal of this map and we saw things like the Lynx models and they looked so rough, I was so worried about this map and really just concerned about the lack of quality that appeared to be in the trailer. But things like the Lynx models now look way better on release. There's been a lot of things that just were maybe hidden. Like the fact that these reindeer are so huge. Like, it just wasn't really shown or talked about. Like, when it was talked about in the Discord about whether there'd be any changes between the caribou and the reindeer, all that was mentioned was there was some slight changes, some slight differences and adjustments. Not that these guys were the biggest males ever to exist. I mean, look at those towering antlers. I can't get over them. I am an absolute antler nerd, both in real life and in video games. Just something about, you know, either a big reindeer bull or a red stag or an elk bull, just with a huge set of antlers. It's one of the most majestic things, which is why I love calling these guys in so close as well and getting to look at them through that high magnification scope. It's just such a cool experience. I mean, they look so amazing. Now, this guy also had really, really high genetics, but again, it's not a super high score. Again, I saw this guy, saw he was a 5-star. I don't think I actually knew how old this particular one was when I came across him. So it was a case of, okay, it's a 5-star, just shoot it. And at this point, I am just trying to fill the trophy lodge. At, you know, a point when I've got a ton of 5-star reindeer and my lodge is full of the 5 stars, then we'll start experimenting with leaving 5 stars for extra, you know, cycles and seeing if they'll live through those and it maybe get bigger. But at this point, I was just trying to collect as many as possible. And then this guy showed up. Another 5-star mountain reindeer bull, but with a completely different rack. And this guy looks so insane. Like, he doesn't have as much mass, and he doesn't have sort of the palmation around the tops of his antlers. But those shovels, I mean, my gosh, they are just huge. It's just the most insane looking bull. Now, unfortunately, he did not want to come in to the call, especially around the water, and it was just a really difficult position. But just look at those shovels. Look at the length of them. They're just massive. The amount that they stick sort of forward over the end of his nose. This just an insane looking set of antlers. And so we've seen, you know, several different rack variations for these guys in this video. And they are, from what I can tell, slightly different to the caribou, which is really cool to see. And like I said, I'm really, really pleased. And if you want the bigger ones, come and hunt the reindeer. Like, to me, this map is worth it for the reindeer. And it's very much the featured species if you play, you know, the map. And spoilers, if you play the story, these are obviously the feature species for this map. It's not the lynx or the Arctic fox or the wolverines. It's all about the reindeer. And this is where we're going to move on to talking about some more spoilery stuff. So if you don't want any story spoilers or anything like that, then I would finish the video here. And if you have got to this point and now are switching off, thank you for watching. But there is some stuff with this map that has me really, really excited. And this is also why I want to put a lot more time into Way of the Hunter, and it's also got me way back into Way of the Hunter and wanting to do a lot of different things. So, like I said, I feel like this map is a tease. Like a big tease, and I feel like they might have been working on some things, and that's maybe why we haven't had so many new species on this map. Because in the story, like I said, there is a big focus on the reindeer. And we see not one, not two, but 3 unique reindeer bulls in the story. We see an albino, we see a piebald, the first piebald ever in Way of the Hunter, and then we see Wispy, which is a reindeer with a lantern stuck in its antlers. Now this had me thinking, we're going to see some pictures here of some different other story animals from different maps. So we're going to have Cinnamon Sky, the Cross Fox from Nez Perce Valley. There's going to be Aldo, the one-eyed black wolf from Transylvania. And then we're going to have the clips of the piebald and albino reindeer from Lintukoto. I have a feeling that there might be more rares and fur types and stuff coming down the line at some point. There's been some talk and some murmurs of it in the Discord, and this is all pure speculation. Like, this is my thoughts and opinions based off what I've seen from this map and how things have looked to me as I've been watching and listening to the different conversations going on in Discord between, you know, the devs and the community, etc. I have a feeling we're going to see new rares and maybe a new roadmap and stuff soon. And one of the reasons I feel that we might especially be seeing some new rares, obviously, of course, like I said, we have the albino and the piebald reindeer in the missions, but they are not rares you can currently get sort of in free roam just as natural spawns. But when you get the email, which is actually how the story missions are done on this map, is through emails. You get emails from people which you then read and accept their challenges and their missions. When you get to the piebald mission, the email title is Finally Piebalds, or Piebalds Finally, loads of exclamation marks. And I was like, that's interesting, because the rest of the email is not worded in any way about, you know, oh, finally a piebald reindeer or anything. The guy actually says, you know, he's actually got one already. And it just made me think, why did they title the email, you know, Finally Piebalds? I think it was alluding to the fact that a lot of people have been requesting piebalds and more rares and stuff in Way of the Hunter. And my big hope, you know, as soon as I read that and it said Finally Piebalds, is that maybe they do intend to add piebalds. Because when, you know, we were talking about stuff like this before, there was mention that they didn't intend to add piebalds, and I was really super disappointed by that, because, you know, we've got albinos and melanistics and leucistics for different species, and I was like, why would they not do piebalds? Piebalds in this game could look incredible. And sure enough, they proved that with the story mission reindeer. And when you see him in just a second, you'll see what I mean. Like, when I came over the hill and I was doing these missions, the words that came out of my mouth when I spotted this reindeer, I mean, I was like, there is no way. Because this was the first, like, 5-star rack that I had seen for the Mountain Reindeer, and I just lost my mind, like, completely. This thing is beyond stunning. Like, beyond stunning. It's just everything about this reindeer captivated me instantly, and I was like, this needs to be a thing. I don't care if they make one piebald variation for every species and it's only one variation. If they are all to this level of beautiful, I would be more than happy with that. But I really, I have a feeling that there is stuff, you know, more things to come along the way for Way of the Hunter, and I am really, really excited about that, and that's why I am looking to put more time into the game. I feel like this map has sort of reinvigorated a little bit of the passion that I felt was maybe slipping away for this game, because, you know, the lack of rares and the lack of trophy variety is something that really kills, for me, the replayability as someone who does like to seek out big and rare trophies. You know, so when there's only a very limited amount of rares in the game to actually go for, that is something that it just kills the replayability for me. So something like, you know, the potential of them adding more rares, it's really exciting. And that's why I then thought about Cinnamon Sky over on Nez Perce. That's a fur they could easily add as a rare for the Red Fox. Add Cross Fox. Literally use that skin. Done. Add Piebald for the Mountain Reindeer and the Caribou. Use the same skin. Done. Same with the albino. Just literally use the same thing. Aldo the Black Wolf from Transylvania. Just use that fur as, you know, the melanistic, you know, maybe not with the missing eye, but they can do it. They have proven time and time again they can do it, and the rares that do exist in free roam, things like melanistic fallow, albino red deer, they are so incredibly stunning, and I am crossing all my fingers and, you know, really holding it close to my heart that I just hope that they will, you know, actually give us more free roam rares to go after. That is my biggest hope that has come from this map. After reading, like I said, the title of that email, it just got me thinking so much. And I know, after talking with other people, I was not the only one who got that impression from reading the title of that one email in the story missions for this particular reindeer. So, I'm very excited for the future of Way of the Hunter. There is going to be more Way of the Hunter content on the channel again. Like I said, I've got a few big projects I'm currently working on, and a lot of real life stuff that's maybe not great at the minute. So content might be sort of just as and when, because I'm doing those things, but there is plans for more Way of the Hunter content. I want to get every 5-star I'm missing, which means I'm going to be hunting things like hares, rabbits, red fox, all of these different things, and that's going to be challenging, and it could be fun, and it could lead to other different trophies along the way, so I'm really excited about that. There's a lot I have planned that I want to do, and I'm just really actually very hopeful after playing Lintukoto that there could be a lot more coming to Way of the Hunter in the future, which is really exciting. But that is going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching and for all your support as always. Like I said, apologies if content is just, you know, it just happens when it happens. You might get a couple of videos within the space of a couple of days, and then it might be like 5 days until the next video. It's when you've got, you know, ill family members and stuff, I don't know when things are going to happen, and as well with, you know, the different things that I'm doing, the projects I'm working on, I don't know when things are going to happen and how long they're going to take, so we're just going to roll with it and see what happens. But that is going to be it for this one, so thank you so much for watching. Let me know down in the comments, what are you most excited for, and what are you most hoping for with the future of Way of the Hunter? You know, any new species you're hoping for, new rare varieties, what are you most hoping for? I would love to hear it. And what do you think about maybe the possibility of things like piebalds coming to the game sort of as, you know, natural spawn animals rather than just mission animals? I think it could be really cool. But like I said, that is going to be it for this one, so thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.